always wanted to do that. What's up guys, my name's Michel and usually I make volleyball related videos, but this one's a little bit different and you'll see why if you stick around. Hey guys, so a little bit of a different video today. As you guys know, normally I make Normally I make volleyball related videos because I play volleyball. That's what I do. And now I make videos about playing volleyball. Super meta, right? But if you know my life mantra, you'll know that I think each and every one of us is more than an athlete, more than a volleyball player, more than a YouTube creator or consumer. And in the spirit of doing more, today we're doing a little video on something else which I love, which is photography. Ever since I picked up my first DSLR camera about 2 years ago, I just loved it. I love diving into playing with light and colors and working in Lightroom and Photoshop and maybe like blurring out a little wrinkle here or a little bit of discoloration there or a little... I just love it. I love the whole thing. And I've probably fallen into the trap of over editing a few times. When you finish the video or when you finish the photo and you think at the time it is just the cat's meow. But then you look back at it a few weeks or months later and you just want to cringe. That's happened to me many times. But it's kind of the same thing with volleyball. I mean, if you think back about a few years ago, if you were to watch yourself playing, you'd probably be embarrassed. You'd probably think, I'm so much better now. But that's the beauty of learning a new skill. That is the beauty of improving over time. It's just a necessary evil that comes along with it. But all of that just to say, I've been snapping. I met up with my teammate Mafi a couple of days ago, and not only is she an awesome middle blocker and mother of a gorgeous little girl, which you would have no idea, by the way, because you'll see these photos and literally she's got like 8-pack abs. But she's also gorgeous and completely natural in front of the camera. That is why when we get together, it's like a match made in heaven. So we shot for a few hours. We shot about 5 different outfits and about 500 photos, which I then cut down to 150. And then of those, I color graded and edited and just played around in Lightroom. I keep going back and forth because I'll do a little edit and I'll think I want to change something and I'll change again. And it took me literally all day, but I think the photos came out really, really gorgeous. And I wanted to share with you guys. I shared a few on Instagram and I got some really good feedback and I thought, you know what? I'll just show them all to you in a video. And also I might try to do a little screen share of me editing some in Lightroom. If that's something you're into, stick around because that'll be the end. But otherwise, I'm just gonna put a couple of before and afters and hope you guys enjoy.
A few old records in my ripped up jeans to match my heart in this tragedy. Holding on to any part of me that was once convicted. Maybe I'll meet another and feel some sparks. Forget about you when we're in the dark. But half was made for your heart. Now I've got nothing. Come on baby, why'd you have to break my heart? So much time, we've gotten so far.
So here we are in Lightroom, guys. I've sped this bit up because I don't want to bore you to death. But these are all the photos I took of Mafi. I chose this one to edit for you, so start off by resetting it. And then you're just going to play around. I up the exposure, I bring the highlights down, shadows up, whites up, blacks down, and play with the temperature a little bit to warm it up. Add a bit of clarity, take off a bit of vibrance, and then make an S-curve. Very, very slight. And then come in and play around with colors. So I usually bring the yellows and greens down in the hue saturation, bring the reds down and the orange down because it's a bit warm. Always bring the yellows and greens down. And the blues they're a bit intense in the sky. And the luminance there. And here's split toning, so I add a bit of cool in the highlights and a bit of warmth in the shadows. Sharpening, if you hold down Alt, you can mask and only sharpen the very edges, which is good. Then I will go in and play around a little bit more. Add a face mask because I just want ever so slightly a bit of exposure and clarity and sharpness on her face. And then I'm going to bring in a couple more masks on the side just to darken the edges to bring more emphasis to mafiosa. So that's it. And then I just keep kind of playing around until I get what I like. And that is it. That's my process. I hope it wasn't too confusing or too fast or too complicated, but Lightroom is a really fun place to play around. And I suggest that if you're interested in photography, even as a hobby, then have a look at it and play around. So anyone who geeks out on camera gear like I do, I shot everything on my Canon 6D Mark II with a Sigma 35 1.4. That's camera lingo, but you can always just use Google if you want to figure out what that all means. I learned everything that I know about Photoshop and Lightroom from, you guessed it, YouTube. And if you want to know if you learned anything at all from this video, it'd be so great if you'd give it a like. And if you want to see more stuff, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when I post new videos. If you're into volleyball or photography, I know those are two super unrelated topics, but who knows? Maybe there's someone just like me out there who loves both. So hit subscribe and then we can hang out again and geek out on our favorite things. If you want to see any more of these pickies, you can always have a look on Instagram. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.